Okay. Okay, then I think we can start. So welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. Today is the 29th of October, 2025. My name is Adam Rosman and I will be your host today. I don't think we have any new participants, so we can skip the introductions. When it comes to reminders, please remember that the meeting is recorded. I will go through all of these reminder links. So if you would like to help a project with code contributions, then please filter for the good first issue and help wanted labels, or if you would like to help the project by creating issues that would be useful for new contributors, then please add the good first issue label. You can find the filter from the document, the meeting notes, or you can just stop the recording and copy the filter that we have up here. If you think that your organization would be willing to publicly acknowledge the adoption of MetaCube and your organization has not done it so far, then you can help us that way. So you can edit the adopters.md file, push a PR and edit the adopters.md file in the root of the community repo. Same way as the others have done before you. That would help us gauge the adoption, and as we move towards graduation as our next target, that would help us present the growth or the change in the adopters. Okay, if you think that you are experiencing test failures on your pull requests or on periodic tests that you think are not related to your changes or any changes, then please create a issue in the affected repo and then link that issue to the MetaCube CI tracker project. And that way we can, or the CI maintainers could track your problem more efficiently. This week, that's especially true because we have a multitude of infrastructure problems and changes, and we noticed that the infrastructure is not quite stable. But yep, that would be anyways helpful if you would create issues. Okay. If you are interested about any of the deliverables or status badges or documentation, then you can check out these links in the document, or you could visit the website or the GitHub main project page of the metacube.io, and you can find these links there. Okay. I think no one else has joined since I started, so I don't see anyone from IREX Scalability Working Group, and I haven't heard anything about scalability. Same situation with ARM, and I suspect there will be some AI changes, but nothing community-wide as I understand. We don't have topics, so we can skip that. And then the artifact discussion is ongoing on the email thread, but I haven't seen any movement on that either. Is there anyone who would like to add any updates, questions, comments related to the working groups? Okay. Then release team and roadmap. There were no releases last week and this week, as far as I remember. So we can skip that too. And then we can continue with the discussion topics. And then there is one topic for Align. I assume this is the networking topic still, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Same topic as last week. Just wanted to drop into the meeting and see if there are additional comments or questions or concerns that I could help address here.
Not from my side. I read about half of it, but I didn't have time to. I haven't had time to review it in depth.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to like the reconciliation related things with the new CRs.
Actually, I wrote pretty similar comment right just now that I really like the overall idea. It's a good addition, I would say, in Metal3. It's just that probably I would need a bit more time to do this technical deep dive on how the proposed functionality is written to be implemented in this proposal. But overall, the idea is pretty nice.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, man, and I think right now we are like the maintainers are a bit battling the problems with the CI, and then also there are multiple of these new features and different work going on. So we ask your patience, but I think this is something we all want, and we want it for a long time. So in one way or another, I mean, in one shape or another, it will be accepted. It's just um, like the question of time. Do you have, by the way, any firm or not firm deadlines, but any sort of pressure to deliver it for your stakeholders at some point? Or I'm just asking if
Well, yeah, you know how it is. Everything always needs to be done tomorrow, but right now I don't have any very firm deadlines on this. But of course, the expectation always is to try to get things accomplished as quickly as possible. But I do understand that, you know, the team has other priorities and there's other things going on, but yeah, so that's kind of what where my expectations are.
how is it on the Ironic side? Have you managed to merge everything yet, or not yet?
No, things are starting to merge very slowly. I've got a series of patches that are related to this. So I've got two that have been merged now, but they're very, very minor kind of dependency type stuff. The bulk of it is still yet to be merged, and the reviews are ongoing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just asking because yeah, yeah, how it like, yeah, it's still just a proposal on this side, but um, yeah, the way how we would review this would actually require us to kind of look at the the final accepted implementation in Ironic also a little bit,
Okay.
because yeah, I still have some parts that I don't yet understand. But anyways, yeah, I don't want to go into that in more depth. But yeah, we will take a look as soon as we can, I think.
Okay. And on my side, I'll update the team here when things progress a bit further on the ironic side of things, where I have more of the patches accepted.
Yep, sounds good. Sounds good. Anyone else? Any other comments on this? Okay. Then the next one is from Tumo, and you have the question related to the Ironic image bumping with Renovate.
Yep. I don't think we have Dimitri or Ricardo present who were mostly asking for this, but I was just looking at the Iron Upstream main, and it basically has a merge every day, so that would be really spammy if we enable both for that. And if we look at how often we build Ironic itself or the Ironic image ourselves, that is also pretty often. So let's see. Yesterday. Okay, there was a minor gap there, but anyways, how anyone present feels about this. I can see Dimitri has actually commented comment there. Why not?
Yeah, I'm also not against this because that is it's quite high speed or development, or if not high speed, but at least there are merges every day on upstream, so I'm fine with it. But if you think that would make a lot of these PRs that we have to then delete, or I don't know, do something with them, and it would just overload us, I'm fine not doing it also. I don't really have strong feelings with this.
Yeah, this is was supposed to be discussed now. That what's the like the accepted cadence like? Because if the upstream is merging like every day, it means that the current configuration of the bot would mean that it would make a PR every day. So is that okay, or do we want to limit it to once per week, or something like that?
And what happens? So okay, it makes the PR, and what do we have to do with that? We will check the results of the test and then cancel, close the PR, or
I mean, it's just a normal PR on the Ironic image main, which is just
yeah,
pumping the pinning. So
yeah,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, no,
So
yeah.
we can run Jenkins tests on it, or we can just straight away close it if we feel like it, or whatever. But it still will be basically one or multiple PRs per day if we implement it as is. Yeah. So the discussion was supposed to be: is that okay, or shall we limit it to once a week or something more reasonable?
I would then limit it to once a week, because that would, because I didn't remember, but now you mentioned that it actually pins the SHA in this PR, and I think because of that we would actually have like always a pinned version, and then if one would fail and then the one would come the next day, that would fail, but the third one would be fine, but the fourth one would fail again, and then it would be sorted out to different people who have different release, different review queues and schedules. It might be better if we have just one each week, and then we have time to actually resolve any problems around it, and have enough time to actually review it.
Kashi, if you have hand up.
Yeah, I was just trying to understand. Is it so that it would make a PR on the changes, and then we need to manually run the test and approve and merge it so that the ironic image is then built with that source?
Yeah, it's normal PR that would just bump the pinning, which means that when we run the tests, it would use the pinning, and when we then merge it, then it would actually publish the release brand or the latest image with that SHA.
Okay. I was just thinking that if we group in a week and then do it, and if it fails, then it's not us who would need to take a dig then which of the changes inside during that 1 week or so has broken our CI, right? We just leave the PR as is and inform the Ion community that something is broken on Metal3 side. And
and we need to take the discussion with them, that is it their fault, or do we do something funny, or what's going on?
Or is there
go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, or is there anything that we have to modify in the image to accommodate that changes?
Yeah. So the risk is, of course, that smaller changes, it's easy to manage. Bigger changes, we need to probably dig down what has happened in between that 1 week. But I would rather incline towards having it now once a week as well, as Adam said.
Yeah. But then again, in the original Slack thread, the guys were complaining that it's too slow. So kind of, if I remember correctly how our CI works, it would actually then take the upstream iron the very latest when you open a PR, right? So technically, if you want to have like fast development cycle, you would have it faster by leaving it as is than bumping it just daily. Because if we pin the SHA, then it will really not pull any of the new stuff until the PR is merged. So would that then slow down the development there?
I don't in this context. I don't think so. It would just change the ways of working, because then whoever is faster than a week, like want to integrate something that it wasn't in the main like a week ago, then they would just need to add that SHA in their PR.
Yeah, that's true also.
Yeah, I agree. So that
Yeah,
can
okay.
be done manually in that sense.
Yeah. Okay, so well, I don't think we can make the decision because the guys aren't here, but I guess the common view is once per week is fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyone else? Any other comment on this or on any of the topics?
I wanted to ask an unrelated question, but I don't think it's a discussion topic entry. So if we're finished, I may ask.
Yeah, you can ask. We will have triaging after that, but feel free to ask now.
Yeah, cool. I'm developing one of the features that got merged in proposal, and I was looking at the Metal3 dev environment, and I was wondering if it's possible to run, if it's possible to run it on Debian instead of Ubuntu. I didn't try, but based on the documentation, I just used Ubuntu, but I'm curious if somebody tried that, or maybe we want to support that as a option in the environment itself.
I never tried it. In principle, there are no issue other than the packages we use, because it installs some packages on the host OS. I don't know how compatible they are with Debian, like some of these container runtimes and Kubernetes stuff. No, or not Kubernetes, but like Kind and these things. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no clue.
But in general, do you think it's worth supporting it?
In general, if we find someone who's a user of that and willing to maintain it, I'm not against it. We wouldn't use it for CI because I don't see a reason. It's already like getting like there were already like disagreements even involving or bringing in the Leap, the OpenSUSE, as a third one. It's still not completely integrated, but supporting it as a host OS for just devenv, if there is someone who is willing to maintain it, I'm fine with it.
Okay, I might try it because I think like the latest Debian, what was that, Trixie? I think, right? Should be fine enough. I mean, better than Ubuntu. I think like less packages to install, less dependencies. This is the only reason why I'm asking, because definitely for development, if not CI stuff, not anything. I'm just interested in spinning up quickly, and that's all.
Yep. In the if you mentioned you checked it already, like the devenv, then you notice that there are like now these 3 different like conditions depending on what's the host OS. So introducing a fourth and like separate config for that is fine. I don't think you would break anyone else's workflow, because I know upstream in Ironic folks are using it for CI. We are getting away from it in CI in the Metal3 Bio project. CI has it. We plan to have everywhere a separate code for that bootstraps the test environment. So from my part, it's fine. If you are willing to support it for your own needs, I'm willing to review it. But then probably you will have less community members who will give you feedback on that, because I don't know anyone who is using it. But as I said, I'm fine adding it to the web.
I need to see what the changes are. I mean, if they are simple enough, I probably contribute. If it means like rewriting a lot of stuff, I think it's even makes sense. Second question: what actually the runtime environment for the CI you are planning to use? I mean, CentOS.
I think the integration tests are now all CentOS, but correct me others if I'm wrong. And then there are tests that are using both Ubuntu and CentOS. So there are Ubuntu and CentOS ones, and then we are now introducing OpenSUSE also into the CI, so that all three big enterprise community, like all three community versions of the big enterprise distros would be present. So that was the idea behind that. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay. Then let's go to and do the triaging if there are no more questions. I don't think we have to triage a lot. I actually had a good experience today. I was able to close one of these that was in this needs info, because it was a BMC problem, and we suggested a BMC factory reset, and that helped. So at least we have one less of these hard to reproduce problems. So let's see if we have anything new. Yeah, there is the VBMCTL. So this is actually one of those things that we are doing to the CI, so that the E2E tests would have other tools to bootstrap the test environment rather than the devenv. And this VBMCTL creates libvirt, KVM, QEMU, VMs, and configures them. So this is, I think, something that that we can accept. It is just a tracking issue. And kind CI. In the meantime, I'm checking. Yeah, a few of the folks, Kashif and Align, has dropped. It's fine. We will quickly finish with this, I believe. And I think this is the only one that had some discussion ongoing, but this is quite an in-depth discussion about basically providing the same functionality for metadata that we provide for network data during pre-provisioning, so that one could inject pre-provisioning network data. And then we are discussing how would we do that for metadata, because in some use cases that's also useful. I understand that. But this is, I think, more of a discussion about the technical details at this point rather than the concept itself. I think this is acceptable actually, but this has to be, I think, first implemented in the Ironic side, because I'm still not convinced that we can piggyback on anything that's already implemented in the MetaCube stack. Yeah, it's instance using the instance info and stuff. Yeah, I think the general goal we the implementation details. I think this can be accepted. Let's see if it properly removes the needs info label. I think I have to remove this needs info. Okay, and then these are topics that have not been discussed for some time. Yeah. There was one invalid. Yeah, okay. I think that's all of those what we have to discuss. Let me quickly check the stale and then we can end after that. This was stuck in triage. Yeah, okay. Now this will be closed automatically and this is properly stale. Okay. Any other question, comments for today? Okay, if nothing, then thanks for joining and thanks for the good discussions and reminders. And let's meet same time next week. And please don't forget to vote on the MTM, the MetalCube team meetup poll that I have sent out on the mailing thread. Thank you all. Have a nice rest of the week. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.